Good day, fellow Fae. Welcome back to Wood Dweller's Domain. I am the one and only Wood Dweller. Thank you so very much for stopping by my neck of the woods today. I am in the process of gaining more SD cards for storage and fixing up the storage issue that I'm having on my desktop computer. I will be attempting to purchase better equipment again, because the last time I purchased this computer was maybe about 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, but I have been having trouble updating the videos on here. So this is going to be a quick discussion. Guys, look at all the glitter. It looks like dust, but really it's straight up glitter. I don't know if you can see that. Can you? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, I know that I do some of these like quick little videos about having like updates and discussions, so forth and so on and such, but I think today was really an eye opener, okay? I wanted to kind of talk about the journey of being someone with extreme aura and an energy that a lot of people cannot handle over a consistent amount of time, or even ever. So it's really freaking me out having to process the fact that just being someone who has this type of energy, more than anything, it's the way that people treat me because of it. People often stare at me for a long time. Some people, obviously, they get it and they radiate to the fullest extent right back at me. And then some people are just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to make her pay. I want to make her suffer. If you are someone who has that aura, please know that you have to guard it to the fullest extent. If you don't, you will regret it. You will fully regret it. And the reason I say that is because I'm having this sort of acknowledgement within my journey that I'm transitioning from the lack of energy protection that I had earlier to now fully protecting my energy and kind of making sure that those who really deserve being around me actually are able to get the best of me. There's no going back on that. When you really fall in love with yourself and your journey, your purpose, oh my gosh. If I'm touching this mouse and stuff, it's because sometimes this screen times out. And I do have that like feature where when it times out, something comes up as the screensaver, and it reminds me of like that early 2000s thing that the MP3 player would do. Like, you play a song on like a really old computer, and then all of those like abstract prints and things come up online, and they're doing like just little weird, like crazy kooky things that just makes me so happy. So I made sure to download that or have that as like a settings feature on the computer. But anyways, I think what happened to me today really sort of opened things up for me in a way that I think it's just really odd, but there's nothing I can do about it. Like, I can't do anything about this except to protects my energy. That's it. Um, so there's been attempts for me to like I would really really try hard to make friends, cultivate relationships, whether it's a partner, um, someone that is more like an acquaintance, a true actual friend, someone close, mom friends, for example, that are on like the same wavelength as me, aura wise. So, like, we are more on the same like dynamic of parenting, people who don't corporal punish their children, gentle, respectful parenting, hands on, very similar in, I guess, belief and outlook on life and such. And so it's been something that I've valued over time. And with people who kind of nudge towards that, I try really hard to cultivate it and let them know like they are important to me. So they are going to be prioritized in my life no matter how busy I am. I have two businesses I'm holding down. I have my children. I have my mental health, my physical health. I've been on the journey for a while now to get back to a physical state that I'm used to. Just a lot of outside things, safety, saving, reading, learning things, taking a new class. These are all things that I do, but I don't use them as an excuse to not cultivate strong relationships with people. And so, someone that I had thought that we were friends, I guess, because they've invited me to places before, we've met up and hung out before, and I've invited them to places before and we've met up and hung out. And in my head, I'm really thinking, sorry, I got distracted. That's so light. I'm going to try to take that brightness off. Y'all, look at my gray hair growing. It's growing so much. And this is the shaved side. The shaved side that I had, it's growing back insanely quick. This is the shaved side. My hair grows back insanely fast. I think, like, in a fast manner, but I'm gonna go ahead and let it grow back out, even though I did have fun with the shaved side, but I feel like it's time for the regular scheduled programming. So, anyways, I thought that we were close, because I invited them to places. They showed up, and we started having conversations and stuff. And I thought that that's what made people close, is when they, I guess, gain that familiarity, whatever, with each other. But I don't think the rest of the world operates that way. I think people are just so used to getting to know each other just for the sake of, like, oh, I'm going to be nosy, or um, I want to be able to know you more and like be familiar with you, instead of actually using this as a genuine opportunity to like make friends. So, that's been like a really perplexing thing. And I'm so used to people doing that. They're just like, I want to come in, I want to see the way that you think, um, get to know you, and like we trust each other and we talk and we get this like strong bond. And then I'm just going to let you know right now that it's not even worth it for me. And it's just really daunting, like really, really daunting. So, anyways, I was at this specific place, and I had noticed that I was called by an individual to come over to an area, and in which I did. And I see that it's this person that I kind of thought we were friends, but um, throughout, I guess, knowing this person, I did try to figure this person out, and kind of like I do this thing where I process people when they're not around me. So, like, to really clarify whether or not these people are good to be around. If they're not, I process, family members. Like, I process the way that people look at me. Like, that's how I can strongly tell how someone feels about me. If they look at me with like anger, disgust, indifference, aggression, annoyance, like I'm really good with facial indications of, like, I guess, like weeding out these different concepts with people in regards to what they have towards me. Um, I have often observed when people are gazing at me in a very admirable way, which is one of my favorite looks that people give me, especially if I'm in like a strong and deep romantic connection with someone and I catch them like gazing at me in a very like pleased manner. People will look at me intrigued. And then I can also tell when people look at me and they have like pure judgment, which is like really, I feel like that's more weird than like anger, um, to me. But, anyways, I go over to them and I'm like, hi, darling, talking to them. And we're talking and everything, but I'm processing the fact that this person is not making eye contact with me, which I find a bit disrespectful. If I don't make eye contact with someone, it's because I deem them as dangerous, or I'm trying to show them that maybe they're not important to me. Although I know that someone can be busy with other tasks, it just didn't make sense if I was called over that eye contact wasn't like the number one driving force to even beginning to hold the conversation. Um, it was really perplexing, but I think this is where me going out and doing more research on human behavior and the way that humans communicate, I feel like that's something that I can do on my part to kind of make this a little bit of a better experience for me to kind of understand people more. Because with the information I know and that I have and that I can process, I can't say that that's the same for them. They could be processing things. I've been in situations where I'm processing very hurtful and like traumatic things, and people are trying to talk to me about something, and my face is not matching, a reaction of what that person would be saying. So it could be that. But I just find that and I do go off of things that were said and done in the past as well. Like one of the comments that the person made, which is a comment that people have made to me before. Um, so many times, more times than I can count. And I'm still processing the fact that a lot of people don't think that I deserve what I have. And when I say what I have, I mean typical survival stuff, right? A lot of people in the past have tried to demonize me for my artistic ability, and that's something that is really frightening. Um, I've had people get upset with me because they felt like if we're in a class setting, right, and this is something that actually happened, we all are having the option. You can join this fashion show. This is the theme. Everything needs to be created: hair, clothing, makeup. All these things need to be put together. You can do teams of 3. we all get the play by play, and I apply, and other people apply and they have their plan. And in my head, I don't have any partners. Like in my head, I'm thinking it's just going to be me. And, demonizing me for what I naturally do is not something that has set well with me over the years. Um, People demonize me for being happy, like being joyous, being positive, laughing, having fun, wanting freedom. People demonize me for those things, and it's really creepy. It's so scary. Um, I think I need to be around more bubbly people, people that actually understand who I am and how I function as a person. Finding masculine men that, love their masculinity, but also with that does not want to destroy my femininity. Women who are comfortable in their femininity enough to not want to destroy my femininity or my innocence or the fact that I'm very whimsical in my personality. I swear I didn't mean to do that piece of glitter. I swear. It just showed up like that. Like, I freaking love my blush. I'm not even halfway out of this blush. I'm not even halfway out. I would pause. It's like right there. I'll show you maybe on another one. But anyways, I don't want to pause this video because I want to upload it completely on YouTube. Well, anyways, being demonized for typical things that people do that are not harming anyone has been very detrimental to the process of me growing and flourishing as a young woman in my youth. Now there's nothing I can do about it. Now I understand that that's not a problem. Maybe you need to fix yourself. So, anyways, something that happened in the past with this person, they had brought up the fact that I make parenting look easy. They had said, you're really experienced, you make parenting look easy, you're always put together, your makeup is done, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking to myself, this person has, first of all, this person has no clue what it takes behind the scenes. This is why we all love theater, right? This is why we all love movies, productions, and books, and we partake in shows. We love those things. We are being shown the face of a movie. We're being shown the face, the final product of a show. You are not seeing what went on behind the scenes with this movie, with this show, with this book, with this presentation. You can't even fathom what goes on in the background. And just because someone who's packaged up in a box like me, in a gift like me, doesn't mean that I don't go through things. I've heard girls on TikTok talk about young girls, like maybe 19, 20, and adult women that are in their 20s and 30s, as well as 40s, talk about people believing that attractive women have never gone through anything. We go through a lot. Men constantly try to humble attractive women, especially ugly, whack, lame men who have no adult comprehension of emotional capacity or communication skills. They try to humble beautiful women all the time. Older women come at younger women's throats like crazy, especially in the past. I don't know about now, but it's like it's there. It's kind of like it's just like, what? You want to get mad at my parents for doing what they did to create someone like me? Do you want to beat me up with your hands, knock me off my scale because I have hands that put together outfits or put together my makeup? Do you want to beat my, family lineage up for making me look this way? Are you getting mad at me because I look this way? That's what I'm getting. And it's like when they first made that comment, it like really made me feel uncomfortable because it was sort of one of those things that made me believe that they were trying to let me know that they had an issue with something that I'm doing that I have to do. So, parenting is something that I have to do, no matter what form or method that caused me to be a parent. Okay, first and foremost, no matter, I don't know, whatever happened to for me to be here as a parent, I still have to be a parent. I still have to take care of my children. I still have to do things, teach them up properly, help them to gain confidence, you know, go off of their emotions and tend to them in that way and go off of the things that they're interested in and put them in classes and courses. Like, I still have to do those things. So, me doing those things doesn't take away from someone else just because of the way that it looks to someone else. Being a parent is not easy, but I think loving yourself and putting into your mental health, like the more positive aspects of life, you can just put into your mental health. You can change your perspective, which is something I've been doing and working on lately. And it's been bringing out a better side of me that I never thought was there. Being more loving towards my community, you know, facing people out in the wild and doing awesome things like face painting and, giving people words of wisdom and just sending love, Those are the things that I pride myself on that I love doing. I'm not going to change those things. And I think because I make parenting look easy is not something that I'm going to feel bad for. And I think someone telling me, you make parenting look easy, like the girls are always together, you always have your makeup on, and, you have snacks and you pack lunch. That's what comes with being a mom. I actually really love being a mom. If it was my way, I would have settled down with a really loving, devotional partner that truly desired peace with me, and we would have had two or three more kids. Like, I would have given them children, and we would have like gone and gotten a cottage, and I would do virtual therapy sessions for people because I would become a therapist, and everything would be so peaceful and loving. Yeah, I love being a mom. I'm not going to feel bad for that. So I think today's reflection was more of what I deem worthy to be around. Because one concept that I was always told was like, oh my gosh, you look so stuck up. She thinks she's better than me. But I think really people say that in their head. They're thinking she's better than me, so I'm going to bring it to her attention and make her feel bad for it. But it's not that I feel like I'm better than anyone. It's that you feel like I'm better than you, and you're going to try to make me feel bad for doing typical things that I have to do in life. If you don't take care of your kids well, you're going to get in trouble. Um, I don't have to get in trouble to go take care of my kids well. I just naturally do it. I'm naturally a nurturing person. That's not something I'm willing to stop or feel embarrassed about for the sake of others. And I think people, if you're watching this, make sure people are respecting you at the end of the day. Make sure that people are digesting you in very positive ways. I can digest a person in such a positive way. I want this person to grow. I love that they're eager about, doing more for their community. I love that they're a great mother because that means she could be a great friend. I love that she's, you know, constantly working on her mental health and reading books to better love people around her. I love that she's healing properly. These are things that I need people to see. And if they're not able to see it, then I'm not able to be it. Yeah, I mean, so anyways, I just wanted to kind of talk about that. It was like one of those random ranting videos that I do, but I appreciate everybody for watching. Tap in. Let me know what you think about the healing process. I want to do another video on that. I have some really good tips. I've been journaling like nobody's business and healing slowly. But yeah, anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching. I love you so much. I hope that you take care of yourself and you prioritize your mental health. Go schedule that appointment. Take care of yourself, journal, find ways that you can release the pain or the hurt or the guilt or the grieving process. It's really hard. I am in the current process of grieving and healing, but those are both two very positive things. So anyways, I love you so much. Please take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one.